Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action to create big ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: take friggin' responsibility, man. So if you've been listening to me at all over the course of the last 10 days, you know that we have had some chaotic landscaping going on around our house. And one of the more frustrating parts of this entire scenario, as we start with day one and the bobcat getting tipped into our backyard and having to have a tow truck pull it out, we go into the later part of day one where they knock a sewer line of ours and they tip it over and crack it without telling us. We go to day two where they drive on our sidewalk and they literally crack two portions of the sidewalk, so they have to dig a hole and put new cement down days later, which is like bright white that has no matching whatsoever for the rest of the sidewalk that we have. You go through these different scenarios that ultimately lead to days later us having a backup of sewage in our house because of the plumbing line that they hit that they didn't tell us about. And as a result of this, when it came to this culmination on Saturday, just a few days prior to this recording, when it came down to the culmination of this, I literally, instead of getting like, hey man, I'm sorry, we'll do whatever we can to repair this, instead of that, what I end up getting is, how do you know it was our fault? What I end up getting is, well, maybe you could pay for it and then we'll knock it off your bill. What I end up getting is, I don't know the name of my insurance company. So in other words, what I keep getting from this particular gentleman is I keep getting the runaround. I keep getting, instead of saying like, look man, I'm sorry, we'll take care of this, it's our fault. Instead of getting that, I'm not even getting CYA, cover your ass, I'm getting avoidance. I'm getting somebody who's trying to, like, almost like he's hoping that nothing bad's going to come from this, when in reality, more bad would come when we couldn't stay in our house for 4 days. And then he's texting me over and over and over again, trying to see if there's ways that he can take care of the problem without us having a professional come out and check what's going on so we can make sure we can get back into our house and safe. So much so that to tell you how ridiculous this is, folks, we're talking about a basement that gets flooded, and he says, hey, I know a person who can sanitize. How about I send them over? I mean, they do carpets, and we don't have carpet in our basement. They do carpets, but I'm sure it's the same thing. And it's just irritating, and it's frustrating, and so I allow him to do one thing. I say, look, man, I'll let you dig the hole. I'll let you dig the hole, which is going to knock some labor off of the plumbing bill. You come out, you dig the hole, they'll do the work. And I walk outside and he looks at me and we start having a conversation, and he's not really, like, it's that awkward moment. And as we start to talk, it doesn't start with, I'm really sorry about this. It starts with just kind of like this avoidance type conversation. And about 5 minutes in, he looks at me and goes, man, I'm really sorry about this. I was like, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks for both of us. I said, it sucks because we like you and this situation has just gone south. I said, and equally what sucks is my wife will tell you over and over again, not once have you been looking at the fact that we were out of our home for the last 3 nights. And we don't know what's going to happen tonight. And you're not taking that into account when you're sitting here trying to just like cover your ass on this entire thing instead of letting us just get the job done so we can come home, man. And he wasn't seeing that at all. He wasn't taking responsibility. I can even tell you as of today, as I received about 10 text messages from this guy, who I asked not to text me because I'm coaching and working. I received about 10 text messages from this guy wanting to talk about the final bill. Seriously, the dude wants to talk about the final bill when the work on our home isn't even done. He still has work that needs to be done, and we still have to have work done by the insurance company. And he wants to talk about that instead of taking frickin' responsibility. Now you might be listening going, well, what kind of responsibility do you want him to take, man? Well, first of all, he should have said, here's my insurance company, let's run this through this so it's all okay. It's not the conversation we had. In fact, he wanted me to pay the money because he said he didn't have liquid cash available to pay that bill. Folks, take frickin' responsibility. I mean, ultimately, at the end of this day, this whole thing could have been avoided. I lost 2 days of work as a result of this. The whole thing, I lost 4 days of time with my kids because I'm getting over to my mom and dad's house late at night as I stay at the home at our house as long as I can, and I try to get some stuff done, but I'm here meeting with different people. I'm trying to get our house taken care of, and I don't want to leave it a freaking back window open at night while they're sucking the water out of the house, and the dehumidifiers are on, and they're firing this stuff out the back of the house. So there's tape over a window so they could seal the window while they're pumping this stuff out. Like he's not looking at lost time. What do I want? You know what would have been nice at the beginning is to take responsibility and say, you know what, I see where this could have been our fault. I apologize. We will do everything we can to take care of it. Why? Because it's his business and it was his fault until proven otherwise. And we take this into our own account. Look, I am not perfect. I have made mistakes in my life. And the only thing that has ever made any of them better was when I stood up and took responsibility. This is what leaders do. Leaders take responsibility. They don't point fingers and say it wasn't my fault. Leaders say, what's to be done here? How can I take charge here? Whereas people who are living in this scarcity mindset, people who are living this parasitic type life, instead of stepping up, they try to avoid and walk away. Instead of taking charge, you're a business owner, man. Take responsibility. Does it suck? Yes, it sucks for us too. So take responsibility. And people do this. It's not just in business. It's in relationships. I see it all the time. Take responsibility in your relationships. Men, if your wife is not happy, take responsibility. Be a freaking leader. Step up to the plate. Woo her. Take her out for a date. Any relationship that you're in. Men, women, anyone, a relationship that you're in. Stop pointing fingers and start stepping up to the plate and playing bigger. Take responsibility. You can't change what other people do, but you can change how you respond to it. You can lead. You can come from a place of leadership in your life, in your family, in your relationships, for your children. Be that person that they want to look up to. In your health, stop saying it's somebody else's problem. Stop pointing fingers at other problems and say, no, I'm going to take responsibility for my health. I'm going to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to wake you up at 5 o'clock in the morning and say, just go for a freaking walk. You don't have to lift weights. You don't have to do CrossFit. You don't have to do crazy ass Rocky type exercises that he did in Rocky 4 when he fought the Russian. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just have to get up and move. Like that's step one. I just have to get up and move and take responsibility for my health. If I have lost my health, I have to take responsibility to get my health back. If I've lost my spirituality, nobody's going to go to church for me. Nobody's going to meditate for me. So what do I have to do? If I want to get my spirituality or my connection to God back, I have to go take action to do these things myself. It's my responsibility. Just like it is in my relationship, just like it is in my business. And if you don't take responsibility, all that happens is you start to live this hoping type life. Like, I hope it doesn't get bad. I hope things will work out. I hope they won't sue me. I hope I don't lose more money on this deal. I hope my spouse doesn't leave me. I hope my significant other doesn't pack up and take off. I hope that my health gets better. Hope is not a strategy, folks. It is not a strategy. You have to take action if you want something in this life. At the end of the day, the person who has to take responsibility is you. So when you look at your life across body, being, balance, and business, where in your life are you hoping things are going to work out? Where in your life are you pointing fingers and blaming other people instead of just stepping up and taking frickin' responsibility? Take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for your relationship. Take responsibility for your business. Stop pointing fingers at other people and realize that the answers are facing you in the mirror. Take responsibility in these areas, and you do this over the course of the next 30 days. You do nothing else but this. Take responsibility for your own damn life, and you are going to not only climb that mountain, you'll probably be on top of the damn thing in 30 days. But you got to take responsibility because no one's coming to save you, and no one is doing it for you. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. That is my fired up message about responsibility. Make sure you freaking grab it. So please, if you haven't already, look, tell somebody about this Commit and Go podcast, please. You know, I bring fire here every week, Monday through Friday. So why not share it with somebody else? And if you haven't already, I'd love if you would share it on like Facebook or Instagram and just share a quote or something that you heard that moved you and refer people to listening to this. And obviously, I want you to just head on over to commitandgo.com. Check out the site. Check out what it is that I do, who I am, programs that we have, and maybe, just maybe, we might be a fit to work together. And hey, work together. And by the way, when you head over there, I even got a free gift for you. But you got to get there to get it. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next.